S.S.S. Vayishlach, Tov Shin Pei Hey. And tonight is really a tremendous milestone for this year. First of all, we're making a Suda tonight for the Bas Ayin. We sponsored a Suda here for everybody, whoever wants to come in and eat tonight. Lots of good, hot Toyamel. I want to thank Rabbi Brody from Avika Chalim here of Lakewood for putting this entire thing together. Thank you very much. It was a really, really beautiful thing that you did, and you put it together. And all you have to say to Ramotcha is to make something happen, and it happens. And of course, we missed part of Avika Chalim that's in Eretz Yisrael tonight, but just the celebration that we have here tonight is one that's very, very meaningful to myself, to me personally. Tonight is the 15th anniversary of this Shiur, and this is a Shiur that was supposed to last for 1 week. And tonight, this week, Baruch Hashem, is 750 straight weeks that we have said this Shiur. A Shiur that was started by Yosef Motherpearl at the Southside Sandwich Shop. Started off as a joke. He asked me to sit down, say Dvar Torah. He wanted to know what I was going to be saying in my Friday night Shiur. And since that week, we've, Baruch Hashem, been going for 750 straight weeks without missing. So the first thank you is to Hashem, of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who's given me the stamina, the strength, everything else, the wherewithal, no matter where we are in the world, no matter what's happening, to be consistent, to prepare, to say a Shiur every single week, and I do not take that for granted. In addition, I want to thank everyone, my family, friends, Bika Chalim, volunteers, members, employees, everyone that gives me chizuk every single week that we get together here. And really, if my bracha is anything, I want to give everybody here bracha on the yard side here of the Bas Ayin, because we made a Suda, a bracha, a tefillah, that we should all, everybody here, should be happy and healthy and have lots of simchas. We should be able to continue the Shiur for many, many years to come. And Hashem, shortly it's going to be moving to Yerushalayim with all of us. And everybody should be able to do it, because it's the height and simchas and yeshuas and refuahs for everybody here. Amen. And now we'll speak a little bit about S.S.S. Vayishlach, and everybody is familiar with the preparations that Yaakov Avinu made for the anticipated battle with his twin brother, with Esav. Yaakov Avinu was going to meet Esav, and he was actually very afraid. What's going to happen when we have this meeting? And the two groups, Yaakov Avinu's group and Esav's group, they're close to each other. And the psukim tell us like this: Vayisah Yaakov Einav. Yaakov Avinu lifted up his eyes. Vayar v'hinei Esav ba. Esav is coming. V'imoi arba meyois ish. With him was 400 men. The pasuk continues a little further. Vayishtachu arza sheva piyamim. That Yaakov Avinu and his entire group, they bowed down all the way to the ground 7 times. So Nesivos Shalom says that we really need to understand this act of bowing down to Esav 7 times. Esav, we know who Esav was. Esav represented the Yetzer Hara and everything that comes along with the Yetzer Hara, everything that comes along with the Satan. So how is it that Yaakov Avinu and the Imois and all the Shvatim bow down to someone who represents all of that bad, all that Yetzer Hara? Yaakov Avinu, no matter what the circumstances are, Yaakov Avinu should bow down to that. So we know Rashi brings down a medrash that Yaakov Avinu prepared in 3 different ways to meet up with Esav. Yaakov prepared for this battle in 3 different ways. The first way is appeasement, to give gifts to try to bribe Esav that he shouldn't fight with him. The second way was tefillah, Yaakov Avinu, that he should daven, that he should be saved. And then there was milchama. He prepared for war. He prepared to go to war with Esav. So Yaakov Avinu, famously, we all know, he prepared himself in three ways. Yet, like we just said from the pasuk, at the end we see that Yaakov finally meets Esav, and he doesn't use any of those tactics. We know he prepared in three ways, but what did he do when he saw Esav? We just said, Yaakov Avinu and everyone else bowed down to Esav and everybody with him. That's actually what prompted Esav to have mercy, to have Rachmanis on Yaakov Avinu, was the fact that he saw Yaakov bow down. The Psukim tell us. So none of those three ways are actually what did it. It was the bowing down that did it. So to explain this, says in Nesivos Shalom, you can go back to something that over the 750 weeks, Baruch Hashem, that we've been zoicha to learn and to spread the beautiful Torah of the Nesivos Shalom. One of the main themes that the Nesivos Shalom has, and he goes through in so many different ways, he says over and over that the Torah is not a history book and it's not a story book. The Torah, every single thing that we read in the Torah is a constant lesson for all of us, for all generations. And he brings the Sefer HaKadosh that told us Yaakov Yosef, and he says that this battle of Yaakov and Esav, really what it alludes to is the battle that every person has between the two parts of a person. Every person has a neshama, and every person has their physical needs, the physical pursuits of having pleasure in this world. And listen how beautifully he explains what happened here between Yaakov and Esav. Yaakov Avinu represented one, the neshama, and Esav represented the physical pursuits of this world. Yaakov Avinu was Olam Hazeh, and he was using Olam Hazeh just as a medium to grow for Olam Haba. The goal for Yaakov Avinu was Olam Haba. Olam Hazeh was just being used to earn Olam Haba. And for Esav, the point of life was, the goal of life was this world, was Olam Hazeh. So Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim El Esav. Yaakov Avinu sent Malachim to Esav. What Yaakov Avinu represented was sending a message to the Gashmias representation. Yaakov Avinu sent a message to Esav in quote, meaning Esav, the Esav part of this world that in Lavan Garti, as Rashi tells us, the Loina Seisi Sar B'Chashuv Elager. Yaakov Avinu, Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim Lefonav El Esav. He's telling Esav, I'm not here in Olam Hazeh to have Hana. I'm not here to take anything away from you. I'm not here to enjoy Olam Hazeh. I'm here as a guest. I'm here to grow and earn my place in Olam Haba. And all the worldly possessions and pleasures are not worth very much to me. They're just preparations for Olam Haba. I'm looking forward to the day, Yaakov Avinu is saying, to bask in the light of the Shekhinah. And that's when I'm going to be happy. So the messengers, Yaakov sent these messengers, and the messengers came back to Yaakov Avinu, and they said, Banu el achicha el Esav. We came to your brother, we came to Esav, and you're trying to act like a brother now to Esav, but I just want to let you know, the messenger said, that Esav is really your enemy. Esav has zero interest in what you find valuable. You're trying to send a message to Esav, but I just want you to know that Esav Avinu has zero interest in what you want. Esav wants Olam Hazeh for the sake of Olam Hazeh. His focus, they're coming here and they're telling Yaakov Avinu that Esav's focus is diametrically opposed to yours. So then, Vayiro Yaakov Ma'oi Vayetzer Loi. That's when Yaakov was very afraid. He saw he's not going to be able to influence Esav as to what's important. So Rashi says, what would that what was Yaakov afraid of? Rashi says Yaakov Avinu was afraid of being killed and killing others. He was afraid, Yaakov Avinu was afraid that the influences of Gashmias might totally destroy his Ruchnias of Esav wins. So, Vayachatz es ha'am asher ito, he says in the Nesivos Shalom, you know what that means? When he split the that was with him, Yaakov Avinu decided we're going to split two parts of a person. There's the thoughts and the sights of a person that are very, very difficult to control. And then you have the limbs and the actions of a person that are easier to control. So Yaakov Avinu said, being that I can't win Esav totally, let's split the person. Let's overcome, let's say that if Esav is going to overcome the thoughts part of a person, let at least, let me at least be left with my Evarim, with my limbs, with the parts of a person that are easier to control. And bowing down was actually not a different thing. Bowing down, says the Nesivos Shalom, was part of the Milchama. The Milchama against Olam Hazeh, as we mentioned beautifully from Kedushas Levi by Yom Naroim, by Yom HaKippurim, Kedushas Levi says that Yom Kippur is not mechaper until one is totally mevatel themselves to Hashem. The only way Yom Kippur is mechaper is if you totally say, I am nothing, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everything. And that was the case tonight, being the yahrzeit of the Bas Ayin. It was interesting when I was preparing this year. I'm learning through Nesivos Shalom, and I don't think I've ever seen anywhere else in Nesivos Shalom. In this piece that I was preparing for tonight, he talks about the Bas Ayin. And he says, with the Bas Ayin, we all know, he moved to Eretz Yisrael, and he lived in S.S.S. And in 1837, the year 1837, there was a tremendous earthquake in S.S.S. Anyone who visits S.S.S., they talk about it all the time, where the entire city was destroyed by the earthquake. The Bas Ayin lived there. The Bas Ayin was davening in shul, and famously they say about the Bas Ayin, Chussi Yogan Aleinu, on his yahrzeit tonight, that during the great earthquake in S.S.S., he told all the people that he was davening with that they should lie down on the ground. Lie down on the ground, be totally hishtachava, bow down. Lie down on the ground and make yourself into nothing. And if you make yourself into nothing and you totally mevatel yourself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then you're going to be safe. And everybody with the Bas Ayin was saved. They bowed down. The city was almost wiped out. The buildings came down. People died. It was a tremendous, tremendous thing. But the people that listened to the Bas Ayin, he said, Hishtachava. So that answers our question. Yaakov Avinu came to Esav. It's not that he made up something else. He was using one of his three tactics. Hishtachava is part of the Milchama. Yaakov Avinu prepared for Milchama, bowing down, person totally subjugating themselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the way we fight. We give ourselves up. We say we're nothing. Life is about Olam Haba. It's not about Olam Hazeh. It's not about me. It's about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's Hishtachava. And that's what the Bas Ayin told his Kehillah then in S.S.S. And this is really a lesson to every one of us, that no matter what we do in life, whether we say 750 straight Shiurim, whether we get together for 15 years and hopefully many, many more years, it's not about us. I like to feel, and I really feel this way, that I didn't do anything. Hashem gave me the strength to do it, and we realize that we can do nothing on our own. It all comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and really in this chus, we should all be zocheh, as we said at the beginning of the Shiur, to learn many, many, many more years. The Torah of Nesivos Shalom, and Emet Hashem, Yerushalayim, when Mashiach comes, we'll all get together in Slonim. We'll all get together and learn maybe Thursday night, Friday night. It should be a chus for all of us. I wish everyone a wonderful Shabbos. Thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it.